Just picked up some of the Walking Dead building sets and thought that I would do a little unboxing video in case you're interested to see what the experience is like. Maybe still on the fence about whether or not you're going to pick one up. So take a look. So here's what we have in the box. Our instructions, grass pieces, like zombie parts maybe. This is probably Daryl. Some tiles, guardrail, base, and lastly the bike parts. So these are the step-by-step instructions to create the scene on the box. And one thing I noticed right off is it's not set in stone. There's a lot of room for you to mix it up the way you want to do it and still get to the same result. Obviously with the bike and the zombie, there's only one way those go together. But as far as the surfaces, you can kind of customize it the way you want it. And the instructions are pretty clear. It's got, here's all the parts and pieces in their little piles after I took them out of the baggies they were in. And so the next step is I'm going to see how these start snapping down on this base. Pretty easy. It's on there pretty firm. So I'm going to go ahead and put those the rest of the way together and see how that works. So here's all the base pieces in place. They do give you a few extras in case you want to kind of pursue your own interpretation of what's going on. I've just assembled it as they show in the instructions, but you can move all this around if you wanted to. It's kind of cool. The cracks here are really, this is just the same piece over and over again, but you can rotate them around since it's a square and get a little bit different look. And then they have these holes here. That's for putting the grass in, and I assume the walker on a later step. So I'm going to go ahead and add a few more details. Okay, so here it is with some of the grass put in. I left a few pieces out. This is not the easiest stuff to work with. It falls out really easy when you have your fingers in there. I don't know if looks like it'll actually all hold. But getting them to stay is not the easiest, and it seemed to work a little bit better if I worked kind of from the inside out so I wasn't bumping into them. So the next step, it looks like, is to install a guardrail. So there it is with the guardrail pieces installed. That was pretty easy. I've gone ahead and added the walker and the sign. The walker is made of like eight or nine different parts here, and they're really tight and hard to get together. And I was having a big trouble getting him to stand up. He comes with this little white, or clear rather, piece that he clips onto. And in the instructions they show this facing the back, but then once I rotated it towards the front, he seemed to stand a bit better. So I suppose you can probably rotate that around whatever direction you need to keep him upright. I am part way through putting the motorcycle together, but I just wanted to stop and point out the really fine detail on this. Really thin pieces, and kind of remarkable for this whole thing not having any kind of glue whatsoever. It all just kind of snaps together. So thought that was pretty interesting, the level that they've gone to add some detail in here and make it really nice. Okay, so I've got my Daryl assembled on his motorcycle with his crossbow here in the back. And I put the walker over here by the guardrail, and it all came together pretty good. One thing I will say is the exhaust system here was really difficult to put in and to get on there right. And so if you've got big clumsy fingers like mine, keep that in mind. You're gonna need some patience for that. And there's a peg on one of these tiles that holds the motorcycle on. If you don't get that one on there to begin with, these are kind of difficult to take off. So that's the only other negative, but all in all, the detail I think is pretty good, especially for this scale. I mean, these things are pretty tiny. So that is the Daryl with chopper.